Oh yeah, I love rowdy music. Who are you rocking out to? Let me guess. Biscuit?
No.
Okay. Corn?
No.
System?
No.
Rammstein?
No.
Slipknot?
No.
God damn, you gotta hand it to him, Deb. He knows a lot of bands.
It's too many bands.
Disturbed?
No.
Papa Roach?
No.
Manson?
No.
Marilyn, not Charles.
What?
Marilyn, not Charles.
No.
Okay, a little more obscure. Seven Dust?
No.
Deftones?
No.
Soulfly?
No.
Godsmack?
No.
Jesus, all right, just tell me what you're into. What do you listen to? Just tell me.
Post Malone?
Post Malone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I've heard some of their shit.
Let's make a star charm candy for Nocturnal. Start with 10 beads and tie very tightly. Thread your string through one of the points of the star. Add 3 beads of your choice to create the points of the star. Repeat all the way around. Tie tight. Snip snip. Boom, you made a star. Now let's do a couple more. Repeat all the way around. Rave Doggy said nope, that's mine.
Hey guys, here's a quick tutorial on how to make a tornado cuff. I don't see many people doing this design, but it's super easy and also looks pretty advanced. For this tutorial, you will already need to know how to make an X base cuff. Once you've tied off your base cuff, you're going to take the longer end of your string and you're going to put it through the next bead. When you pulled it out all the way, you're going to take your colors, apply it onto the string, and you're going to go across and then put the string through that black bead. After I applied my colors, I'm putting it through the black bead here and pulling it all the way through. And then there you get the design. Then after, you're going to tie it on the bottom so you can secure the design. Then after making a knot, you're going to go back into that black bead and then go all the way up across, past that white bead, and into the next black bead on the top. When you're threading through the beads, it's way easier to use a needle. So I'm using a sewing needle that's really thick, but most people use a crochet needle. Then again, once you've made it all the way up, you're going to go out that black bead and then add your design and then pull across the next black bead on the bottom. Just continue this design all the way around and then you will have your very first tornado cuff.
Ah yes, another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make skeleton gloves, or as I seem to call them, skeleton fingers, and I don't know how that started. Making this is actually a lot easier than you think it would be. It's just really tedious because there's no definitive number. It's all based on your personal hand size, fingers, and length. This is going to require both the multi-stitch and the ladder stitch, so if you don't know how to do either of those, I've got tutorials both in this same playlist. You can go watch those and then come back. You're definitely going to need some elastic string for this, and I'm actually going to be building off of what I made in the multi-stitch tutorial. Just because I'm going to be making this bigger doesn't mean you can't work with something this small. I mean, you can literally make them any size you want. With that, let us begin. You're just going to start by making a plain and simple multi-stitch cuff. Once you're done with that, tie it off using the loop method and then cut off the excess. Taking a new piece of string, or the excess if you have enough, you're going to choose where the fingers are going to start and slide the string through that bead. From here on out, everything else is going to be relative to this point. And now, you start ladder stitching. So if you thought the multi-stitch was tedious, joke's on you, this entire hobby is tedious, but you are now in Tedious Town. This is the part where I have to start putting on and taking off this thing over and over again to make sure that everything is in the right spot and length. But from here I'm going to need about 3 more beads before I can start the next step. And it's Tedious Town because I do this for every single finger. Yeah, you could figure out some math thing to know how much you'll need for everything, but I don't play that game. So I actually needed 5 more, not 3, because when I bent my knuckle like this, it was too short. But now knowing that, it's time for the next step. We're going to be making the first knuckle piece. You're going to take one side of your string and start stringing beads on. My smallest finger is about 8 beads around, however my largest finger is about 10. If you need to put it back on to measure it out yourself, go ahead and do that. This is for my pointer finger, so I'm doing about 10 beads around. Then you're going to square knot this off. Then you take one ended string again and pull it back through that first bead. With that, you're set back up to start ladder stitching again, and then you repeat all the same steps for the next knuckle. Do everything the exact same for the second knuckle, you cut off the excess. It's okay if you think you did it backwards, you can just push the beads through and it'll be on the right side again. It should look like this, and then you repeat that for every other finger. For my hand size, that means that the next 3 over on one side are going to be the next 3 fingers. However, on the other side, I'm going to skip 2 beads and make the third the one for the thumb. However, the thumb is only going to have 1 knuckle, not 2. And at last, you have a skeleton glove.
Hey guys, here's a quick tutorial on how to make a printed perler. I don't see enough people using this method to make perlers, so I'm really excited to show you. Step 1, you're going to print any image that you would like and cut it out. Step 2, you're going to trace your image with the perlers. This step might take you a while just because it might take a lot of adjustments to make the perfect perler frame for your image. Step 3, you're going to melt the perlers and then place the printed picture onto the perler and then fuse the picture to the perler. You should get an end result like this. I love this method because it's super easy, it's only 3 steps so anybody can do it, and the results look amazing. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys also utilizing this method to upgrade your candy game.
I hope I never get sober, and I hope when you think of me years down the line, you can't find one good thing to say.
My name is Pinkie Pie. Hello. And I am here to say, how you doing? I'm gonna make you smile and I will brighten up your day. It doesn't matter now. What's up? If you are sad or blue. Howdy. 'Cause cheering up my friends is just what Pinkie's here to do. 'Cause I love to make you smile, smile, smile. Yes, I do. It fills my heart with sunshine all the while. Yes, it does. 'Cause all I really need.
I think the number one question I get is how do I attach the sides of my purses? I hate tutorials, but I'm gonna give it a go. We're gonna use elastic cord for strength. This string doesn't snap as much. You can get it off of Amazon. We're gonna tie a knot pretty much anywhere you want on the pattern. Just make sure you're coming out of the bottom bead like so. I'm really bad at tutorials. Match up the sides and you're just gonna loop it through just like that. While you're looping, make sure you pull super tight. I don't know if there's a name for this stitch or anything. I kind of just made it up. It works best for me, kind of up and under. Yeah, this is not, anyway, here's a closer look. We go through the top and then do the bottom and just like it pull tight. Oh God. See, this is why I don't film tutorials, because like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Tie a knot right there at the topsies. Yep, and that's how you do it.
Yes, I have the... Wait a minute. Ah, I see. She's taken a barnacle and she's covered it in bioluminescent algae. Has a diversion.
Hello and welcome to my first candy tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this glow-in-the-dark cuff. Unfortunately, I ran out of glow-in-the-dark beads, so it'll just be a regular cuff. So the first section we're going to make is this inner section, which is 4 rows of an X base cuff. For this first step, I'm going to use 48 blue beads, 108 green beads, and 192 yellow beads, but of course you can use whatever colors you choose. You're definitely going to want some kind of thicker elastic string. I got this string from Michael's, and you're going to begin by putting 2 blue beads and 1 green bead on the string, and you're going to continue that pattern around until you have 24 blue beads on there. Now that I've finished that pattern, I'm going to go ahead and tie it off right here, leaving a little bit of extra string on this side because you will need it later. You're also going to need some extra string on the opposite side. You're going to stretch it to about an arm's length and cut it. Okay, so now I've got a short string, the bracelet, and then a long piece of string. For this next step, we're going to take the long string and put it through the green bead that's immediately next to it. Now we're going to go ahead and add 3 beads at a time to the long string. And the pattern I'm using is yellow, green, yellow, but you can use whatever colors you chose for your cuff. Once you've added those 3 beads on, you're going to go ahead and put it through the next green bead and pull it tight all the way over. Once you've done that, it's going to look like a little triangle right here. And you're going to continue that same pattern, going yellow, green, yellow, through the next green bead. Yellow, green, yellow, through the next green bead, all the way around the bracelet. Once you finish that pattern going all the way around, you're going to take the long string and put it through this green bead right here. You're also going to continue threading it through this yellow bead and this green bead. So once you finish that, it should be coming out of this green bead right here. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same pattern going all the way around the bracelet, going yellow, green, yellow, through the green bead. Yellow, green, yellow, through the green bead till you're back where you started. Another thing to note about this bracelet is that you want to pull the string pretty tight so that it can form these triangle shapes. If those shapes aren't being formed, then your bracelet won't be very secure. Okay, now that I've made it all the way around, I'm going to do the same thing as before and stick the long string through this green bead, this yellow bead, and this green bead to lead us up to our next row. As you can see, we now have our first row of X's, but we're going to need to continue this pattern until we have 4 rows of X's. So keep following the previous steps to lead yourself up row by row. If you happen to run out of string at any point, then feel free to just tie on some more string to the end. Just make sure that it's knotted very tightly so that it doesn't come apart. Okay, so now I have 4 rows of X's, as you can see. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So for this final part, we're going to end up leading the string through the yellow and green bead and creating the border, which will be blue just like it was for the bottom layer. So now you're going to add 2 blue beads and go through the next green bead. Now you can continue that pattern going all the way around the bracelet, going 2 blue beads through the green bead, 2 blue beads through the green bead. Okay, so I've made it all the way around now. The long string is going through this final green bead. I'm going to go ahead and tie it off next to that bead using the string that's already in the bracelet right here. So I've threaded it through, and I'm going to knot it a couple times just to make sure it's super tight and secure. Once you've done that, you are officially done with step 1 of this candy cuff. Stay tuned for part 2. Hello and welcome to part 2 of my rotating candy cuff tutorial. If you have not watched part 1, go ahead and do that now. So for this part, I'm going to be showing you how to make the bumper of the candy cuff, which is the part with the happy faces. Part 1 was the X base cuff. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and use orange happy faces because I ran out of yellow ones. So I'm going to use 48 dark blue beads, 48 light blue beads, 24 orange happy faces, and 96 light pink beads, but you can use whatever colors you choose. So you're going to take the string you already have coming out of this green bead and do the pattern of light blue, light pink, happy face, light pink, light blue, and then go through the green bead next to it. Then you're going to use dark blue, light pink, happy face, light pink, light blue. You're going to alternate this pattern going all the way around. Okay, so now we've done this pattern all the way around. We are on the last set of dark blue beads and we're going to stick it through this green bead right there. Then we're going to go ahead and tie it off using the same technique as before, making sure it's double knotted super tight. So now I'm going to take the string and put it through this bead, and the orange bead as well. Now you're going to finish the bumper by adding a light pink and light blue bead, and then you're going to go ahead and stick it through this light green bead below. Once that's done, you're going to add a dark blue and a light pink bead and go through the next orange happy face. Now I'll just continue that pattern going light pink, dark blue through this green bead, and then we're going to add a light blue, light pink through the orange bead. Remember that the bottom colors are always going to match up with the colors above. Once you've gone all the way around with that pattern, you're going to go ahead and tie the string next to the final orange happy face, and the top row of bumpers is done. Now I'm sticking the string through this pink bead to try to hide the knot, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Okay, so this is what the top row is going to look like. Now we're going to do the same thing with the bottom row using the string you already have sticking out, but you are going to have to tie on some more string here. Just make sure that you tie it off before one of the happy faces because the knot won't be able to be pulled through that small hole that the happy face beads have. Just like before, we're going light blue, light pink, happy face, light pink, light blue through the green bead and alternating all the way around with the dark blue beads. Okay, so we've come all the way around. We're going to go ahead and tie it off once again. Now we're going through the orange happy face, adding a light pink and light blue through this green bead and continuing the pattern from there. So we got the same thing using dark blue beads. Once you've done that and tied it off again, this is what the cuff is going to look like. Now we just have to complete the middle section, which is the rotating part, so stay tuned for part 3. Hello and welcome to part 3 of my rotating candy cuff tutorial. For this part, I will be showing you how to make the middle part, which is the rotating section. I'm going to be using 52 purple, 52 white, and 39 light blue for the base of this section, but you can use whatever colors you want. So I'm starting off with the pattern of 1 light blue, 2 white, 1 light blue, 2 white. And I continue that pattern all the way around until I have 26 of the white beads. Then I tied it off, making sure to leave a small end of string and a long end of string that is cut at about an arm's length. Now I'm going to do what we did in part 1 of the tutorial and put the long string through this light blue bead. Then I'm going to create little points all the way around using the pattern purple, light blue, purple, and then going through the next blue bead. So just continue that until you've made it back to the beginning of the bracelet. Once you've made it back here, you're going to go ahead and take the long string and put it through this blue bead, this purple bead, and this blue bead. Now that it's going through the light blue bead, I'm adding the same pattern, purple, light blue, purple, and going through the next light blue bead. Continue this pattern all the way around the bracelet. Now that we're back to the beginning, we're going to take the string and put it through this blue bead, the next purple bead, and then the next light blue bead. Then we're gonna add 2 white beads at a time, going through each blue bead, because this is only a single X base cuff. Now that we've done that, we're gonna tie it off right here, making it super tight as usual. Now you're gonna take this long string and bring it through the blue bead next to it. We're gonna create a bunch of points going around. For this part, you will need 104 dark pink beads and 13 of these orange rounded beads. Of course, you can use whatever colors and whatever types of beads you choose. So the pattern we're gonna have here is 2 dark pink, 1 orange, and 2 dark pink again. And then we're gonna stick it through the next light blue bead. We now have 3 points, and we're gonna continue that pattern going all the way around the bracelet till we end up back here. Okay, so you wanna make sure this part is pulled super tight, and you're gonna go ahead and tie it off right here. Now we're going to use the leftover string that we had sticking out of the bottom of the bracelet. We're going to add 2 dark pink beads, put it through the orange bead, add 2 more dark pink beads, and go through this light blue bead. This is what the first point is going to look like when you're done, and you're going to continue that pattern all the way around. This is what it should look like when it's finished. You're going to make sure all of the string is pulled super tightly, and you're going to go ahead and tie it off. Finally, you can add the smaller rotating section on top of the base that you made in part 1 and 2, and this is what your final product should look like. Thanks for watching my tutorial, and feel free to comment any questions that you may have.
Here's a tutorial no one asked for on how I made these little candy antennas out of pipe cleaner, candy, and headband. And yes, they can move, and they can bend in place. Look how cute. They're a little bit finicky, but whatever. So, that's what I'm working on now. What you're gonna need is pony beads, candy beads, same thing. Pipe cleaner, I got a bunch because I'm crazy. And some type of, preferably stretchy cord. I got this from Michael's. We're gonna start off by making a candy star. Put 10 beads on a string, tie it off, knot it like 3 times-ish. Don't make it too loose. Then we're gonna cut around there. It's stretchy, so we have some leeway. As you can see, we have 3 points. It's gonna go bead, point, bead. Whatever your middle bead is going to be the point of your star. From here on out, it's pretty easy. All you do is skip a bead from where you started, and then just alternate through the hoops. You're just gonna want to do it all the way around. Until you get to the last one, it's the same thing. Just put it through where you started, essentially. And here I am, fucking struggling to get it through, goddamn. I've been doing this all morning, so I'm just kind of all over the place, but yeah. Yay, we got our star, cool. Pipe cleaner, yay, okay. So you're gonna put the pipe cleaner where the knots are, and when you started, where the knot was, you just kind of go like that and like twist it around. I don't know if that makes sense. It kind of does. Don't look at my toe. Anyways, there we go. It's attached. Now we just add the beads, and you can add it however long or however short. I kind of want them to be like floppy-ish, so I put them at like 11 beads, and then you just kind of wrap it around, and it also depends on your headband. I got these on Amazon, but yeah, that's basically it. You just gotta wrap it around, and at the very end, there should be like a little bit left, and you don't want that stabbing you, so I just kind of shoved it through. And these do have a little bit of leeway, so if you don't like the placement, you can just kind of move it, depending on your headband. But look how cute it is. We're all done. So, yeah. So slay. I will be treating these and giving them away at Dance Fest. Yeah. Also, that's what happens when there's to-do lists. Yeah.
Great suggestion. Let's do it. Here's all what you'll need. 1 perlerless cuff. I'm using an X-base cuff. I find this to be the most common cuff that you add perlers onto. Some kind of sharp item, the perler itself, and string. I prefer clear non-elastic for this, but you can truly use any kind. Step 1 is going to be easier if you don't have a cat. Princess. Oh, girly. Step 1, you're going to find where your perler sits comfortably on the cuff. I can see that the middle of my perler fits nicely on this purple bead and that I can anchor it on these other 2 purple beads on the side. Step 2 is easier if you already have a perler that has the holes still intact. Mine doesn't, so I'm going to work like that. Oh, okay, we're not doing this anymore. Oh, hey, Eugene, please. Oh my god. Okay, bye, baby. You're going to find where your perler is going to be anchored to your cuff, and then just kind of drill holes into the area that you want. Specifically 2 holes like this. Up and down, side to side, doesn't matter, it's just what you think blends more seamlessly. I don't remember what step we're on, but either way, you're going to run both ends of your string through both of the holes so that it makes this loop in the front, and that they're both sticking out the back. Then align it with your anchor spot and square knot it. You're going to want to find some pre-existing string already a part of the cuff. Now with the new string, one side is going to go under, the other side is going to go over, and then you knot around that string, and it holds everything together. Just like that. Run your string through the next bead over, and then cut off the excess for a cleaner look. Repeat these steps anywhere else you want to secure the perler, and there you have it.
Making cat ears for my headphones.